You may have seen these types of prints on sites like Etsy or other print-on-demand websites. These are patent prints. Here's one featuring pieces of engines. These are engine components, and this looks great in a rec room or a man cave. Here's another one. This is a golf print set, and they offer up a number of different beautiful patents featuring all sorts of golf paraphernalia. And here's one great for the bathroom. We have some toilet paper and a toilet. These are patents from the US Patent Office. So in this video, I'm going to share with you two things. Number one, where to find these patents because they're free and they're public domain. And number two, I'm going to show you how you can make these patent prints suitable for framing or for digital downloads. Let's jump in. All right, I recommend two different ways you can search for patents. The first one is to go on to Google Patents. And so the website is on your screen there, and you can just type in to the Google search engine anything that's regarding a patent. So for example, I'm going to type in the word hockey, and we can see here we get back a whole bunch of different patents, about 52,000 of them. So what I would recommend you do is just scroll on through, and if you find something that you like, you would then click on it. So here, for example, target training apparatus and methods, including goal access. You're going to see pictures here on the left-hand side. I can scroll through them, or I can download the PDF file as well. I'm going to click right here, download PDF, and I'll see here's the actual United States patent number. There's the number here. And then as I scroll down, you'll see there's pictures of the patent that are located inside the PDF. So this would be what they call a shooter tutor. You just put this up against the goal, and then you can shoot your hockey pucks on it all day long. Here's another one. This is a football helmet. And when I click on protective lightweight helmet, we can see here we have some cool looking images. Generally speaking, patents are public domain. Now, what that means is you can use these images for commercial use or any sort of use. I would recommend, though, that you steer away from things that are trademarked. So here, for example, it is a Star Wars patent for an action figure for Star Wars. I would recommend you not use something like this, because even though you could make a design that doesn't specifically say Star Wars, the reason people are buying it is because it's Star Wars. So I would steer clear of things like Barbie, Mattel, Star Wars, Disney, that kind of thing. The second way I typically look for patents is on the USPTO website. On the main page, you can search. So there's a patent public search right here. I'm going to click it. And then from here, you can do a basic search or an advanced search. Okay, I've opened up the advanced search here. I'm just going to type into the search window basketball, for example, and then I'm going to click the search button. Okay, and then what I typically do is I sort by date published, and I look at the oldest ones first. And then I also switch from text view to image view, which is right there. You can see here, I've got 3 pages, and it typically will start off with the image on the front page. I'll click this second one here. You can see this is a game. So there's lots available here on this patent search window, but it does take a little bit of time and patience to figure out exactly how to use it. If you want to save this patent, by the way, you just click this little save button right here. Now, to create your actual patent design, you need some sort of graphic software. In this case, I'm going to start off by using Inkscape, and I'm importing my PDF file of my toy. So I've just gone to File, Open. I'm just simply going to click the OK button and just let it all import in. And here we can see I've got my 3 pages of the patent. So I really only care about the picture here and maybe a little bit of the text, but that's okay. I'm just going to simply click on this first image, and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to click on the second image and just click the delete key, and just click on the third image and click the delete key. So now I'm going to use this image here. Very easy to do. I'm just going to go to Path, Trace Bitmap, and my brightness cutoff I've got stuck at 45%. I'm going to update my preview. That looks pretty good. I'll click Apply. That now creates an actual vector of my image. Now I'm going to click the white PDF import and get rid of it, and now I've simply got this graphic which I can use as my baseline. I can make this nice and big, for example, stretching it out on the corner. When I go over here to export and I click selection, I'll change the DPI to 300, which is dots per inch, and I'm going to scroll out and make this nice and big, over 5,000 by 8,000. You can make this, of course, as large as you like, because the beauty of a vector is that it's infinitely scalable. So this is a nice clean picture. I'm going to export it now. I'm going to click the export button. Now the second part of the technique is using some sort of graphics design software. So here I'm going to go to my trusty Photoshop. I'm going to open up my display template, and now I'm going to import my picture. Now it's on the side. I'm going to actually twist this around, but what I'm going to do first is just put a white background in place. So that looks pretty good. Now I'm actually going to duplicate the layer because I don't want to lose the information here at the top. So I'm going to have the underlying layer sitting like this, just so I can see what's going on with the text. So I'm going to get rid of everything here but the text. And now I'm going to put the other layer down below. So I've really got two images here. I've got my toy, and then I've got my actual top part, which is my text. So for the toy, I'm just going to make sure it's centered. It looks good. Now, if you'd like to make it a bit darker, what you can do is you can just duplicate the layer, and then that winds up making it like a double. And then here at the top, I'm going to zoom in, and I can see the actual text. So this is where you may want to get creative and come up with your own unique text for the design. So instead of just using the original, I'm actually going to type in 910811. So this is all personal preference on where you would want to put all this. You may even want to make a landscape design instead of a portrait one. You could change the font, you could change the way this looks pretty easily. But this would be a basic black text on a white background. You could also invert it and have the black background with the white text as well. You could even switch it up and have different colors, and that can be really useful too. Variety really is the spice of life, and it helps you make sales because people might have a personal preference when they're hanging up fine art prints in their house. I want to share with you one quick bonus tip. If you're on a site and you know the patent number, so for example, here I am on Etsy, I've looked up space exploration patents or NASA patents, and here I can see there's a spacesuit patent, and that looks really good. So when I make it larger, I can see the patent number there. It's 3,751,727. Well, what you can do is go on to Google Patents, and when you type in that number, you'll see the little drop-down menu will come up, and I've got a few different options, but one of them here says spacesuit, US, that's the number I want. When I click it, you'll see now here I've got the patent that comes up right here. So you can search pretty easily with the number on Google Patents. This is a very quick time-saving tip rather than doing a search by text. You can just search by the number. I really hope you found this video helpful. Patent prints do sell on sites like Etsy and other print-on-demand websites. I'm living proof of this. I've sold many, many patent prints, and there's so many different things that you can make patent prints of. The sky really is the limit. So go forth and have some fun creating. Here's another video on how you can have some fun and make some sales too.